Have you ever wondered what really separates a good company from a truly great one? I mean, some companies just seem to have this incredible energy, right? Firing on all cylinders, while others are just treading water. Well, it's not just about a slick product or some clever marketing. Today, we're diving into the secret ingredient, a powerful blueprint called Strategic Human Resource Management.
So, here's what we're going to cover. First, we'll look at the master plan itself. Then, we'll break down how that plan works on different levels. After that, we'll connect the people to the plan. This is crucial. We'll also figure out how companies keep score to know if they're winning. And finally, we'll see how all these pieces come together to create a system that's pretty much unstoppable. Sound good? Let's jump in.
All right, first things first. You can't build a house without a blueprint, and you can't build a great company without a strategic plan. This is the map, the North Star that guides every single decision, from the CEO's office all the way down to the front lines.
Now, when I say plan, I don't mean some dusty binders sitting on a shelf that nobody ever looks at. A real strategic plan is like a GPS for the business. It knows exactly where you are, it's crystal clear on where you want to go, and it shows you the best routes to get there. So, how do you actually build one of these things?
Well, it really just boils down to a few key phases. The first phase is all about diagnosis. You gotta ask, where are we right now? And you have to be brutally honest about your strengths and weaknesses. The second phase is about choices. Okay, where do we want to go from here? This is where you brainstorm all your options and then pick a direction. And the final phase is about action. How are we going to get there, and how will we know if we're on track? It's this constant cycle of plan, do, check, and adjust.
Okay, so we've got the master blueprint, but here's where it gets really cool. A great strategy isn't just one giant top-level idea. It's actually a series of connected plans that cascade all the way down through the entire company.
And I think this is the perfect way to picture it, like a set of nested dolls or a pyramid. You have the huge, big-picture vision at the very top, and that vision directly shapes the daily work that people are doing at the bottom. The key is that everything is connected. Every level has to support the one above it. So these three levels each answer a really important question. At the very top, you've got corporate strategy. This asks the biggest question of all. What business are we actually in, right? Are we a car company or a software company? Then the next level down is competitive strategy, which asks, all right, how are we going to win in this business? Are we going to be the cheapest option or the highest quality? And finally, you get to the functional strategy. This is where the rubber meets the road. It asks, what do our departments, like HR, marketing, sales, need to do every single day to make that win happen?
Now, you can have the most brilliant blueprint in the world, but it's totally useless if you don't have the right builders to bring it to life. And this is the moment where HR stops being just a support department and becomes the strategic engine of the whole company.
So what does that formal definition actually mean? Put simply, it's about making sure you have the right people with the right skills doing the right things to turn that company master plan into a reality. It means every single HR decision, who you hire, how you train them, what you reward them for, is all laser-focused on hitting the company's biggest goals. Let's make this super clear with a real-world example. Take the Ritz-Carlton. Their #1 strategic goal was legendary customer service. That was their whole brand. But when they looked at how they were hiring and training people, they realized it just wasn't set up to deliver on that promise. There was this huge gap between their big goal and their people plan. So what did they do? They threw out their old HR playbook and wrote a new one from scratch. They stopped just hiring for basic skills and started specifically looking for people with a deep-seated service mindset. They built brand new training programs all about creating those wow moments for guests. And they started rewarding employees who deliver that amazing service. You see the connection? Every single HR move was directly tied to that #1 business goal.
And the result of all this? It was an absolute game changer. Guest satisfaction scores went through the roof, and you know what? Profits followed right along with them. That is the incredible power of aligning your people strategy with your business strategy.
Okay, so you've got a fantastic plan. You're aligning all your people to it. That's great. But how do you actually know if you're winning? You can't just guess. You need a scoreboard.
Right, because hope is not a strategy. You have to be able to prove that what you're doing is working. You need cold, hard data that draws a straight line from your HR efforts to the company's bottom line results.
And that's exactly where HR metrics come into play. I want you to think of them as the vital signs for your company's people strategy. They're the numbers that tell you if all your initiatives are actually helping the business move forward or if you're just spinning your wheels.
So what kind of things are we talking about? Well, it could be your employee turnover rate, how much it costs to hire someone new,
or even something like revenue per employee. The specific metrics don't matter as much as the principle, which is to turn gut feelings and assumptions into facts. It's about using data to make smart decisions about your most important asset, your people.
All right, let's pull all of these threads together. We've got the plan, we've got the people aligned to the plan, and we've got the data to measure it all. Now we can see what a truly synchronized, high-performance machine actually looks like.
This is the ultimate prize. It's called a high-performance work system, and the key word here is system. It's not about having one really great recruiting program or a cool training class. It's about having a whole set of HR practices, recruiting, training, pay, performance reviews that are all interconnected and reinforcing each other, like gears in a high-performance engine, to drive incredible results.
So what's the secret sauce of these companies? Well, studies show they are just absolutely obsessed with the people side of the business. They cast a wider net for talent, they're much more selective about who they bring on board, and they invest way more in training and development. They don't just hope for great performance, they systematically build an environment where it's almost inevitable.
Let's wrap this up with one final, perfect example. The Hotel Paris. They had a really tough goal. They needed to improve service and cut costs at the same time. They knew they couldn't just send out a memo. This was going to require a complete systems overhaul.
And this case really highlights the core challenge every manager faces. How do you take those big, ambitious goals from the strategic plan and translate them into day-to-day HR policies and practices that actually change how people behave on the job?
And honestly, that is the whole secret. It's a powerful formula, isn't it? A crystal clear plan, plus the right people who are empowered to execute it, all guided by the right data. When you get those three things humming in harmony, you create this incredible high-performance engine that your competitors just can't copy. They can't steal one piece, they'd have to steal your entire culture.
So as we finish up here, let me leave you with one final thought. All these principles we talked about for big companies, they apply to you too. So ask yourself, what is the master plan for your own career? And more importantly, are the skills you're building and the things you're doing every single day strategically aligned to get you there?